Good day, everyone. My name is Princess Dian Salara, and now I will be continuing the discussion of Miss Moralde earlier, entitled The Batas Pambansa Bilang 232, an act providing for the establishment and maintenance of an integrated system of education. So, let's begin. Chapter 1, Formal Education. So under Section 19, it is a declaration of policy. So the state recognizes that formal education, or the school system, is society's primary learning system, and therefore the main instrument for the achievement of the country's educational goals and objectives. So meaning, um, ang government ilahang believe that the formal education is the main way people to learn and develop, and also it is the most important tool for reaching the country's educational goals. So in simpler terms, so ang eskwelahan ko or ang mga schools diri sa ato ang country are the main place where people learn, and education is the key to national progress. Okay, let's proceed to the section 20, the definition of formal education. So, formal education refers to the hierarchically structured and chronologically graded learnings organized and provided by the formal school system. So, um, it is for which certification is required in order for the learner to progress through the grades or move to the higher level. So, ang kanideng for formal education is meaning kuan siya kanang organized na siya nga learning. Organized nga learning sa schools. So meaning naa na siya yung mga levels from level 1 up until the highest level. So these are the corresponding levels. The first one is elementary education. Um, Yes. Next is the secondary education, and lastly we have the tertiary education. So tagsa-tagsaon ni nato sila unsa ni sila nga mga levels. So first we have the elementary education. So it is the first stage of compulsory formal education. Formal education. So diri usually kuan ni siya kanang mga 6 to 7 years na schooling, which is mag-start ta daycare, kinder, up until the grades 1 up until the grade 6. So mo na siya ang giingon nga ang formal education, we have the pinakaabos nga level up until the highest level. So sa elementary, we have the grade 6. Mo na siya ang pinakataas nga grade level sa elementary education. So, diri nga level is focuses on the basic learning like reading, writing, and like kana solving math problems, and also um, the values. So let's proceed to the secondary education. So the secondary education, the stage of formal education following the elementary level, concerned primarily with the continuing basic education and expanding it to include the learning of employable, gainful skills. So kanisha sa secondary is the continue or the continuing basic skills gikan sa nakatunan sa mga students from the elementary level up until nga kuha na sila nana sila sa secondary education. So sa una it is a 4 years of high school, but karon naa na tay implement or naa na tay law like muad og 2 years, which we have the senior high school. So we have a 6 years na um, secondary education here in the Philippines. And lastly, we have the tertiary education. So kanisha, it is a post-secondary schooling, is higher education leading to unsa man na ali man basta tertiary education, or sa ato pa it is a college level. So dire Mao na siya ang pinaka-highest level after nato nga mag-secondary of from elementary to secondary up until mag-tertiary, which is the college. So here sa college kay nag-focus na ta ari sa mga specialized courses or profession. So diri ang mga students magpili na og unsay tatahakin nila nga profession after they undergo some learning or kana studying. So kana magpili na ta unsay ato ang ganahan nga degree or unsay ganahan nato nga profession, and one of the examples sa inana is kani ato ang profession, or yeah, ang atong gipili is the educators, or we are the future educators. So yes. So, formal education means learning in school in an organized way, moving step by step from elementary to high school, then college or some universities, which each stage preparing us for the next level or for our future job or future work. So now let's proceed to the section 21, the objectives of elementary education. So we have here, as you can see, we have here a four objectives of elementary education, and let's start with the first one: to provide the knowledge and develop the skills, attitudes, and values essential to the personal development and necessary for living in and contributing to a developing and changing social milieu. So kani, ang gi-aim sa elementary education is to give the children the basic knowledge, the basic skills, and also the values. Dira jud magsugod ang mga basic nga dapat kanang makatunan sa mga bata, that they need to grow as individuals and live successfully in a society that is always changing. So kibaw na ta nga ang sistema sa ato ang country or sa ato ang world is mag-usab-usab jud na. So next, we have to provide learning experiences which increase the child's awareness and responsiveness to the changes in and just demands of society, and to prepare him or her for a constructive and effective involvement. So diri, dapat provide tag learning experiences that kana bitong ma-aware ang mga students kung unsay kanang nahitabo, or dapat ma-aware and dapat ma-understand nila kung unsay mga nahitabo sa ilahang environment, sa ilang community, sa ilahang society. So next, we have the third one: to promote and intensify the child's knowledge and identification with and love for the nation and the people to which he or she belongs. So mo na akong gingon, values. So uh here it teaches children to appreciate, diri ma-teach na nato sa ilaha ang how to appreciate, respect, and love for their nation, sa ilahang country, which is we are in the Philippines. So and lastly, we have so many. Okay. And lastly, we have to promote work experiences which develop the child's orientation to the world of work and creativity, and prepare himself or herself to engage in honest and gainful work. So dire, um, it gives children hands-on experiences that teach them the value of work. Um, like kana, mo provide tag mga hands-on activities, hands-on experiences kay ang mga bata kana bitong ah makaingon sila nga tinuod din na if imo na siyang ipabuhat sa ilaha, um, ipabuhat sa ilaha mismo, direct. Kana bitong makuptan nila, makita nila in person, dira na. Um, they create like creativity, ma-enhance ilahang pagka-creative, ang ilahang honesty also, by preparing them to be productive and responsible when they are growing. So now, let's move on to the section 21, which is the objectives of secondary education. So we have here two objectives. So first, we have to continue to promote the objectives of elementary education. So kana, ang aim sa secondary education is to continue what was learned in elementary school. So dito, it continues to develop the knowledge, the skills and the values that students started learning in elementary school. So, kung ano na siya, i-continue kung unsay nakatunan pag elementary level. Next, number two, we have to discover and enhance the different aptitudes and interests of a students so as to equip him with skills for productive endeavor and or prepare him for a tertiary schooling. So dire, it helps students know their strength and prepare for the future. Diri ma-discover, ma-improve ang mga talents, ang mga skills sa usa ka student, mga abilities ug diri sad mahibaw-an kung unsay mga interest sa usa ka student. In order for them to be ready, to be prepared for the tertiary education which is the college level. So diri makaingon jud ko nga tinuod jud ni siya based on my experiences no sa pag elementary medyo very kuan jud kay ko sa more on academic, more on kanang mag-focus jud sa exam, sa mga contest, mga nana kay apil man ko ana sa una. But when nagtungtong na ko sa junior high school and senior high school, didto na nako na na-realize nga daghan pa jud kog mga talents nga wala pa na discover when I was in elementary. So, nakasud ko journalism, na nakuan nako na discover nako nga kamao day ko mo sayaw kay sa una kanta ra man ko. Pag high school na discover nako kay ko mo drawing, kanang more on visual. Then kuan sad, like kanang bitong makaingon ka nga, kay baw di ko ani di ay like kuwang ra gyud ko sa pag-explore. So diri in high school daghan namang mga activities, mga sports, mga kanang mga PE, physical education, daghang mga sayaw-sayaw, mga programs, mga event sa junior high school and dira mapagawas gyud or ma-discover, ma-witness, ma-improve kung unsay mga talents and skills nga naa sa imuha. So that's all. Next, let's proceed to the section 23, which is the objectives of tertiary education, or which we call as the college level. So dire, first, we have how many objectives? We have four objectives. So first, it is to provide a general education program that will promote national identity, cultural consciousness, moral integrity, and spiritual vigor. Second, we have the to train the nation's manpower in the skills required for national development. Third, to develop the professionals that will provide leadership for the nation. And lastly, to advance knowledge through research work and apply new knowledge for improving the quality of human life and responding effectively to changing societal needs and condition. So, diri, inigabot na nato sa college education aims to help students understand and appreciate their culture and national identity. Labi na, mga dagko na, and here sa kana nga level, kay dira na ta nga kana bitaw mo pili na ta kung asa ta padung, unsa nga degree, unsa nga profession ang gusto nato nga tatahakin. Diri kay ma-train ato ang skills ug pamaayo when it comes to research, kanang ma-develop ang atuang abilities in socialization, kana it prepares students with the skills and knowledge needed to help for the country grow and develop. Kay labin na, we are the future leaders. Yes, it trains students to become experts and leaders. So dire dapat professional na ta, dire ma kuan bitaw ma-train ang mga students how to be a leaders in the future, kay after man aning college kay manarbaho naman, mangita na magtrabaho. So dapat well trained, dapat kanang ma-acquire na nato kung unsay mga nakatunan nato gikan pag elementary up until college. So, um, tertiary education helps students become good citizen. Ano siya? Skills professionals kay kanang dira naman nga magpili na ta kung unsa nga profession ang atong gusto, and to be a good leaders who can create new ideas and help improve the country's and the people's lives. Okay, so now let's proceed to the chapter 2, which is the non-formal education and specialized educational services. So under dire, we have the section 24, kaning specialized educational service. So dire, the government na recognize nila nga not all learners are have a same needs. So meaning, as we all know na students very unique. Students are very unique. So tagsa-tagsa nato, we have our own capables. We have our own abilities and skills. So mo nang dili jud magkaparehas kung unsa ato ang needs in terms of learning. So kani siya provides special educational programs within the school system to help different kinds of students. So, naay mga programs nga include, mo na ni siya ang kaning tulo. The first, we have the work education or practical arts. Second, special education. And lastly, we have the non-formal education. So first we have the work education or practical arts. So unsa day naa sa ilaha or unsay naa diri? So kani nga part sa basic education kay it teaches students to develop good attitude towards work. So diri ma-learn sa mga students o unsay mga useful skills nga magamit nila um, for the work, and unsa ang mga values, or dira nila ma-understand unsay mga values nga need for being a productive and hardworking learner or a hardworking student. So next we have the special education. So dire dapita kay uh, this is for the students, kani siya nga special education. This is for the students who are physically, mentally, emotionally, culturally, socially different from others. So meaning diri mag-provide ta og mga special methods and services para sa mga special students. So diri kaning special education, it helps students with special needs learn in a way that best fit for their abilities. So lastly, we have the non-formal education. So diri, this is a learning kaning non-formal education, this is a learning outside the regular school system, often for adults or out of school youth. So mostly ani kanang mga kuan, it includes by the Ministry of Education. Unsa may mga kuan? Yeah, ang uban ani is mga group discussion, mga tao or mga organization that helps a person or a people learn specific skills or gain literacy. So unsa day mga objectives sa non-formal education? So mo ni siya. We have how many? One, two, three. We have three objectives. So first, uh, first we have eradicate illiteracy and raise the level of functional literacy of the population. So dere kanang ang objectives or ang aim sa non-formal education is to erase or is to clear the illiteracy. So dapat ang mga tao diri maka-learn how to be a literate when in terms of reading, writing, or maybe in a simple math problems. So next we have to provide unemployed and underemployed youth and adults with Di man siya makita eh. With with appropriate vocational or technical skills to enable them to become more productive and effective citizens. So kaning vocational and technical, more unlikely kaning mga kuan na ni siya, mga add-on nga skills. Um, this is where we teach, this is where the unemployed or underemployed people teach them in practical skills so they can earn a living and be more productive. So kani, even if dili siya ingon nga academically like literate sila, but kani diri nga gi-aim sa non-formal, at least nga makahibaw sila sa mga other skills like vocational and technical. Next, lastly, we have to develop among the clientele of non-formal education proper values and attitudes necessary for personal, community, and national development. Okay, so dere, um, it is not just like a skills, dili lang skills ilahang matun-an dere, but also the values, the good values. They should like diri sila makabuild og mga good values, um, positive attitudes that help them to improve themselves for the community and for the nation. So now let's move on to the chapter 3, the establishment of schools. So under of it is the section 25, the establishment of the schools. So kanisha, um, all schools, whether public man or private, must be set up according to the legal rules and the government requirements. So dapat bisan mag-public or private school pa na, dapat nakadepende na sila sa ah, mga rules sa government or sa law. So if a new national school is to build, or if an elementary school is turned into a high school, or a high school into a national secondary school, this must be approved and created by the law. So bisag unsa pa mga process nga inyong buhaton sa inyong school is dapat mag-agi jud na siya sa law. And for the private schools, any private school that wants to open must be registered as a non-stock educational corporation. If naay mga private school nga ganahan mo open, or like, yes, so dapat i-register gyapon na siya sa government as a non-stock educational corporation, meaning kanang it is not for profit, meaning ang mga gipang bayad sa mga student is dili siya um dapat ang mga gipangbayad sa mga student is used for educational purposes. So dili siya dapat nga ang unsay gipambayad sa mga student nga tuition is ipanghapak lang sa kung asa-asa lang. So dili siya dapat inana kay against the law na siya. Yes. So next is government assistance. So as we all know, naaman dyan na yung mga government assistance every school. So, ang government gives financial help to a school. It must be kanang mga sa tawag na yung mga scholar, yes, kanang mga cash assistance for students, inana. But the money must be used only for educational programs, not for other purposes. So dapat kung unsa para sa o kung unsa man ihatag sa government para sa school and sa student, dapat dira ra jud, dapat for educational purposes ra gid ang mahapak or asa mahapak ang kwarta or ang financial help na ihatag sa government. So, section 26, definition of terms. So, the terms used in the chapter are defined as follows. So, first, school or schools. Schools are duly established institution of learning or educational institution. Second is the public schools. Public schools are educational institution established and administered by the government. From the word public, administered na siya by the government. Next is the private schools. Private schools are educational institution maintained and administered by the private individuals or groups but need pa nila mo register sa government to open a private schools. So now let's proceed to the section 27, the recognition of schools. So it means that all schools must first get government approval. Just what I've said earlier nga before kanang mag-open public or private man, they should undergo some registration and the government approval before they can officially operate nga school. This approval is called recognition. So, mo na siya ang meaning sa recognition. For public schools run by the government, recognition is automatically granted when the school is established. Kay ang government mooy nag-establish and administered sa public school so mo nang kung ano na siya automatic na siya nga granted. For the private schools, they must follow the rules and requirements set by the Ministry of Education, Culture, and Sports to get or keep their recognition. So, the ministry also has the authority to cancel or withdraw this recognition if the school fails to meet the required standards. So, mo na siya sa private school nga kanang need pa siya mo follow sa rules and requirements nga i-provide or i-provide sa government. So, now let's proceed to the section 28, which is the effects of recognition punishable violation. It means during a section that when a school receives a certificate of recognition, if maka-receive na sila og certificate recognition galing sa government, it is officially allowed to operate na. So official na nga, pwede na sila mo-open, pwede na sila mo-operate permanently. This recognition lets the school award diplomas or titles to students who finish their courses, and those students will enjoy the same rights and privileges as graduates from that organized school. So, however, if a school operates without the government approval, so meaning if kanang ang school, di ba, daghan og nindot nga mga kuan nindot nga mga benefits sa usa ka school. But if ang school operates without the approval of the government, if ni disobey pud sila sa mga rules and regulations sa um, sa conditions sa government, they are considered as a violation of the law and will be punished according to the rules in this act. So let's proceed to the section 29. Okay, section 29, voluntary accreditation. So here, it means that the government, no, that the government encourages schools to voluntarily undergo accreditation if they want to prove that they meet the higher standard of quality beyond the basic requirement for the government recognition. Kani, ang government naghatag og mga requirements, mga basic requirements as for the school to operate effectively. But if ganahan ang school or ganahan jud ang school nga i-prove nila nga ang ilahang school is kanang the has the quality of education, like if ma-prove nila nga na-meet nila ang higher standard sa quality education sa ilang school, meaning pwede sila or encourage sila sa government to undergone a accreditation. Kay para kani the process, it helps schools improve the education quality and gain more credibility. So meaning, if daghan na kay accreditation ka na, if ang iyong school is kanang accredited, meaning daghan pong mga students nga kanang bitong interested sa inyong school nga mo eskwela sa inyong school. So meaning, for example, kani siya kay nindot ni sila kuan, nindot kay nilahang way of kanang education. So possibly daghag mga students ang mo enroll dira sa inyong school. The more student, the more achievement, the more privilege sa school. Okay, so now let's go to the chapter 4, the internal organizations of schools. So section 30, organization of schools. So means that every school must create an internal organization or structure that allows it to manage its academic and administrative tasks effectively. So, kung open gani ka og school, dapat organize inyong system. Kay ngano, if katag-katag lang, no, ang maapektuhan jud probably ang mga students, not just students but also the teachers, the staff, the other members of the school community. So dapat if ang maghimo gani kag school or mo open kag school, dapat naa jud ang organized jud ang inyuhang sistema didto para avoid ang mga conflicts. So next we have the section 31, governing board. So it means that all government colleges and universities and all private school must have a governing board. This board is responsible for overseeing and managing the school's operations, following the rules stated in their charter or in the Corporation Code of the Philippines. So next is the section 32, the personal transactions. So diri, it means that the government schools, yes, the hiring or pay and working conditions of employees must follow the civil service and budget laws. So mo na siya. Sa government school na siya, dapat jud nga mo follow sa civil service and budget laws. In private schools, any work related disputes between employers and employees are handled by the Ministry of Labor and Employment. So, since ang teachers and school staff have a kanang special role in education, so the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Labor of Work together to set fair standards for them sa private kuan na siya, private school na siya. Private school must also have their own system of settling staff disputes quickly and fairly within the school. Kaya nga naman, kanang kuan man, private man, so dapat sila mo set sa ilahang system dito sa ilang school, following the rules of the labor code. So now, let's proceed to the chapter 5, the school finance and assistance. So under of it, we have the section 33, the declaration of policy. So under of this section, it means that the government is responsible for helping fund and support education in line with the goals of the institution. So to do this, it will provide financial aid and incentives sa mga schools, sa teachers o sa mga education workers nga nag-make og education more accessible. So, ang government sad, gi-encourage nila ang private individuals and organization nga mag-help pod og support or maghatag og support education through the financial and forms of assistance. And now, arita sa funding of public schools. So arita sa public schools, we have this two, funding of public schools and private schools. So arita sa public schools. So under ani, we have the section 34, which is the national funds. So ang public schools are mainly funded by the national government. Mo na siya, Ang public school meaning gi-fund na siya sa government kay public schools man. But local governments are encouraged to help operate schools using funds shared or assigned by the national government. So section 35, we have um okay, next we have the section 35, financial aid and assistance to public secondary schools. So it means that the national government will give a financial support sa mga public high school run by the government. So including ang barangay high schools, yeah, barangay high schools to help to operate properly. Next, let's proceed to the section 36. So the section 36, share of local government. So here, local government like provinces, cities, municipalities, mga barangays, kay na, dapat jud sila nga mo set aside og money for their yearly budget para makahelp og run or maintain sa public high school along with the funding from the national government. So dapat ang mga local government gyud naagi na sila kanang mag-set yun na sila og kanang mga money for their yearly budget sa ilahang schools. Okay, let's proceed to the section 37, special education fund. So, the money collected from the special education fund must be used only for educational purposes allowed by the law. So, dapat gyud nga dili ta magpataka or dili magpataka og use ang mga schools sa mga kwarta. So it is treated as local government money and must follow government budgeting rules and regulations. Kay if dili man, then maka-violate mo sa ilahang law nga gi-implement. Next, we have the section 38, which is the tuition and other school fees. So diri, ang high schools and colleges can collect tuition and other fees to help improve school facilities or admit more students. So, pwede na sila nga mo commit og kanang mga tuition and other school fees to help sa mga need i-improve sa school facilities or sa mga needs sa students. Next, we have the section 39, income from other sources. So, government-supported schools can also receive donations, gifts, or grants from individuals or organization. Kay pwede naman sad sila nga mo hatag o kanang share or support ang mga individuals or organization to help operate a kanang or support a school. So now let's proceed for the funding of private schools. So humanaman ta sa funding of public schools. So let's proceed sa private schools. So let's proceed to the section 40, the funding of private schools. So private schools can get money from their own investments, tuition fees, school charges, grants, loans, subsidies, or income from other sources such as kanang mga donations or business investments nga ilang na gather. So, mo na siya ang mga private schools ang ilahang ipangbayad sa ilahang mga teachers or sa ilahang mga staffs or sa ilahang mga members sa school is ang mga tuition nga gipang bayad sa mga students nga nag-school dira sa ilahang eskwelahan. Next, we have the section 41, the government assistance. So the government can give financial help sa mga private schools through grants, scholarships, or mga loans as long as these schools meet the government standards and support the national education and development goals. So mo help pwede gihapon mo help ang government sa ilahang financial sa school basta ma-meet nila ang government standard nga gipangita sa government. So now let's proceed to the section 42. Section 42 means that private schools have the right to set their own tuition and other school fees. So sila dapat ang nai-right nga mo set og unsa nga or pila ang tuition nga bayad or bayron sa mga students nga ni eskwela sa ilahang eskwelahan. So next we have the Section 43, the income from other sources. So diri, Section 43, private schools that are officially recognized by the government can receive money or donation from individuals sa mga kumpanya or unsa pa man nga mga organization nga allowed sa law. So they may also run small businesses or projects nga maka-earn og extra income para makahelp sa ilahang school finances. Okay, let's proceed to the section 44, which is the institutional funds. So unsa day ning institutional funds? So ang institutional funds sa private school is kanang mga money na siya earned from tuition, mga fees, and other sources. So schools can manage or combine these funds with other schools under shared management to increase their financial resources and improve their operations. So ang kaning mga private school is nag-depend na sila sa mga na-earn nila sa ilahang tuition, mga fees, or mga sources nga ilang na-combine or na-gather sa mga sa mga nakolekta nila nga mga fees. So, let's proceed to the letter C, incentives to education. So, under of it, we have the section 45. So, section 45, it is a declaration of policy. So, the government aims to encourage community participation in improving education by providing incentives or rewards to those who help in the development of the educational system. So, Section 46 relating to school property means that the school property like kanang mga land and buildings used only for education will pay a lower property tax rate, only 15% of their market value. So ang ilahang money nga makolek from those taxes kay mapadung siya sa Special Private Education Fund managed by the local private school board made up of school representatives, mga kanang mga alumni, mga school officials. And this fund, no, kaning mga fund kay gi-use ni siya mainly sa mga student scholarship, mga pag-improve sa mga classroom, sa ilang mga buildings, sa mga laboratories, labi na sa mga facilities like kanang mga libraries and community services projects sa usa ka schools. So next we have the section 47 relating to gifts or donation to schools. So dere donation or gifts to recognized schools are exempt from taxes. So exempted na siya from taxes as long as the money or property is used to improve school facilities. Like kanang mga classrooms, mga laboratories, or mga libraries, not for the personal benefit. So dapat ang mga donation or gifts dili gid na siya kanang mapataka og kanang kuan gasto. It is used for the improvement of the facilities, the school facilities the school facilities, not for the personal benefit sa school owner or sa kanang tag-iya sa eskwelahan. Dili siya personal benefit sa tag-iya sa eskwelahan, sa mga staff, mga teachers o unsa pa na dira, except to support the teachers or academic programs. So next, we have the section 48 relating to earnings from established scholarship funds. So if ang school has a scholarship fund, kung naay scholarship fund ang school made from donations or mga gipang hatag, the earnings from that fund are tax-free as long as they are used to give scholarship sa mga deserving jud nga mga students. One of mga kanang tagaan og mga highest percentage gid sa mga scholarship no is mga kanang bitong mga top 1, mga top 2, mga top bitong mga achievers. So once the scholarship fund is fully used or closed, any remaining money becomes taxable. So next we have the section 49. So sa section 49 we have the school dispersal program. So under aning section 49, if ang private school, yes, if ang private school sells or transfers its property as part of the government approved plan to move or expand schools to other areas, it does not have to pay taxes on the profit from the sale. So meaning kung ang mga ang mga property sa what do you call this, mga property sa private school, if ilang i-sell or ilang i-transfer sa government pa or ilang pang i-expand ilang schools in other areas, kanang it does not have to pay taxes on on the profit from the sale as long as all the money earned is reinvested in building or improving another school within 1 year. If not reinvested gani, kung dili siya may reinvested within that time, the taxes must be paid. So dapat kanang kuan din na siya kanang sundon jud nimo ang ilahang regulations para bitaw kana bitang ma if imong sundon ang ilahang regulations, kanang well it will be more kanang flexible sa usa ka school para mulihok and to operate. Okay, now let's proceed to the section 50, conversion to educational foundations. So under of this, kung ang school, yes, ang school is may choose to become a non-stock or non-profit educational foundation na by following rules made by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Finance. If ang for-profit nga school or meaning stock corporation kay mag-close down, so ang any nga na-remain nga asset after sa pagbayad sa ilang mga utang must be given or matransfer or dapat matransfer sa non-profit schools or maybe i-distribute nila by the court to another educational organization para masiguro nila nga ang tanang assets are still used for educational purposes. So now, let's proceed to letter D, assistance to students. So under of it, we have the section 51. So section 51, the government assistance to student. So the government will help poor but deserving students by giving them financial assistance. So ang mga financial assistance like kanang mga mga scholarships, mga grants, mga student loans or mga i-reduce ba nila ang tuition fees or naa sila yung mga kanang discount sa tuition, mo na siya ang mga financial assistance nga gina-provide sa government. So ang kana gi-provide na sa government for the students nga kana bitawng deserving jud and kanang mga nanginahanglan jud nanginahanglan jud og scholar or assistance. So a portion of these programs will be reserved for financially needy but qualified students. Naamang giuban nga financially needed or financially needy but dili siya deserving. But ang ilahang standard gyud sa government, financially needy but also a kanang deserving na students. So next, So next we have the section 52, grant of scholarship pursuant to existing laws. So schools are encouraged to offer scholarships to students based on existing laws and any new scholarship programs that may be created in the future to help more students study. So, muna ang government gi-encourage tanang schools na mag-offer jud og mga scholarship tanang schools kanang para bitaw kanang matabangan ang mga students sa ilahang pag-eskwela, and also dapat ma-encourage pud sila og pag-produce og mga new scholarship for the next generation nga mo use. So lastly, we have the section 53, assistance for the private sector. So private organizations, mga businesses or mga schools kay gi-encourage sila to give financial help or scholarship sa mga students, especially katong mga nagdo og research sa science, sa mga technology, or nagdo og projects that supports the country's development goals. So dapat like encourage sa government nga ang mga private sectors, mga organization, mga private organization, mga businesses, mga companies nga mo give og kanang financial support sa mga students gyud, labi na sa mga kanang nagdo og research like technology, like science, or other research or project nga makasupport sa development sa country.